kick is away. It's out of the back of the end zone, and we had a feeling that this may be something that took place before the game today. Both teams are taking a knee after the kickoff. Keith Smith and Todd Gurley both in the backfield, and here is the first Atlanta Falcon touch for the former Georgia Bulldog, and he's out across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 6.
Equality, love, that's what they're going for, and now they are just so thankful to be out there playing, guys.
Appreciate that, Lindsay. 2 touches for Todd Gurley, and a productive start to his Falcon career as he's out to the 45. Already 3 touches for Gurley, but this time he's going to be driven back
in the NFL.
Second and long, and a 5-receiver set for Ryan. Stepping up, trying to deliver to Julio Jones, and Jamal Adams.
Right hand not touching Julio Jones, but disrupting the pass.
3rd down and long. Ryan slinging it outside for Calvin Ridley, and it's going to be ruled a catch inside the Seattle 40-yard line. Pick up for a first down to the 37. Right back to Gurley. They're using him early and often.
He's got that total package.
A second and medium throw, and pressure from L.J. Collier, wrapping up Ryan, who had to get rid of the football.
What happened during this time?
Number 2 of the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty, a loss of down. It's 3rd down.
Timing.
They tagged Ryan with the intentional grounding to set it back to 3rd down and 16. Ryan short of the sticks for Julio Jones. The ball popped out, and the officials have it down. Also solid in coverage. Younghoe Koo took over as the kicker last year, trying to get the Falcons on the board from 49, and he delivers the first points of the season. Younghoe Koo has Atlanta on the board, and he'll kick away with Travis Homer. Former Miami Hurricane will take it across the 20-yard line. And that's where the Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson will set up their first drive of the season. NFL record for most in the first 8 years of a career. Under pressure, though, right away off the edge, and he gets hammered by Tack McKinley. The opposite side of Dante Fowler, number 56 for Atlanta. Wilson rifles, and he's got a connection to Tyler Lockett.
You should want to force Russell Wilson into throwing the football.
On 3rd down and 4, Wilson finds Greg Olsen for the first time, and he's got the first down.
He waits. Russell Wilson staring that blitz in the face and taking it.
There goes Chris Carson.
Time so physical and so nasty with the way he runs the ball.
He's one of the options for Wilson out of the backfield. He's got it. He puts his shoulder down for a first down near midfield.
Carroll loves him. A tone setter.
A play fake to him. The throwback screen to him. Carson with a blocker in front, and Ethan Posick, and good yardage gained on first down.
That's it.
Right back to the ground. This is Carlos Hyde, the new addition, and he pounds ahead for a first down and found. In last year's playoffs, Atlanta went 7-9 each of the last 2 years. Wilson scrambling to his offside and still delivers on target. Catch made by Tyler Lockett. Metcalf in the slot this time as they hand off to Carlos Hyde. Penalty flag comes flying in from the offensive backfield, so we'll check the marker.
The numbers last year.
Offense number 68, 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
So 7, one of the best run stuffers and most productive defensive tackles in the NFL last year. Wilson under pressure, right on cue. Grady Jarrett in this opening frame. 3rd and nearly a quarter of the field for Wilson. 8 back in coverage. Wilson wants Lockett for a first down, and it's incomplete with Ricardo Allen in coverage, and a late penalty marker comes flying in. A first down.
Pass interference. Defense number 27. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
They announced 27, DeMonte Casey. I believe it was Allen, 37.
That's not a penalty, but that made the contact, then turned the head.
So a screen pass to David Moore. He gets stopped out of bounds by the rookie A.J. Terrell. The Seahawks, a little tempo here. Wilson hands it off, running left. Wait, Chris Carson got the hand up. The official was still kind of in the way when Wilson turned to hand the ball off. They were going so fast.
Got hit in the chin, and that was the last time.
Off the fake, Wilson rolling, dumps it to the goal line for Carson, and it's a touchdown for the Seahawks.
Look at the push here. Everybody wants to get in on that run, and uh-oh, guess what? We've got the play action right in the corner, easy pitch and catch. That's what they call stealing. It doesn't get any easier than that.
Look to tack on the extra point. A 7-3 Seattle lead.
First down, 9-yard sack to put a touchdown drive together. That doesn't happen very often.
Well, Friday nights are going to be a lot more fun. For more, here's our man Michael Cole, the voice of WWE on Fox. Series of this opening quarter from the 25. A play fake to Gurley. They want to be more effective on play action this year, and Julio Jones is a good target to go to all the way into Seattle territory.
I mean, he's wide open 100% of the time.
Another fake to Gurley. They'll get the check down, and in open space gets brought down by Jamal Adams. That's the matchup you've been waiting to see, but rounders and a third rounder. Bradley McDougall headed to the Jets. Here is Gurley again. And a good maintenance play to set up third down and short.
Now as we speak.
With Brian Hill checking in as the running back. Here's his first carry, and Bobby Wagner in the backfield on third down to wrap him up for the stop. He converted 13 of them. Fourth best fourth down rate in the league last year. Blitz coming in, it's knocked down. Benson Mayowa putting up the big bear paw and knocking that away from Ryan. It's a turnover on downs. Opening quarter of the season. Wilson over the middle on the slant. It's DK Metcalf into Atlanta territory. In fact, a few of them on Friday, including Dalvin Cooks.
How about them running backs all getting paid?
Alvin Kamara got paid as well. This guy's been paid. Russell Wilson. He surpasses 4,000 rushing yards in his career.
Here during their video conferencing meetings.
Wilson will dump it out for Carson here. With blockers in front. Chris Carson, touchdown number 2.
To the screen. I want you to watch all these big hog mollies out here. Get out there on this screen. Lead the way. You got Posick. You got the rookie. Number 68. Touchdowns today. 2 reception touchdowns today.
Yeah, 2 all of last year. He's got 2 on back-to-back Seattle series.
The score, and this is a pivotal part of the game for Atlanta.
Well, let's shift our focus to the game plan then. We'll start this drive with Hill as they close the last. It'll be a carry for Brian Hill, and a great hole opened up by that line. A first down to the 35.
Yeah.
Signed a 3-year extension in March. He's in the block for Ryan, who lofts it up there for his new tight end, and Hayden Hurst hauls it in inside the Seattle 40. Baltimore Ravens replacing Austin Hooper, who signed in Cleveland. Here's Brian Hill stretching, and he'll get run out by Quentin Dunbar, setting up second down for the Falcons here in Hill. Good timing from Ryan to Calvin Ridley, and he breaks free inside the 20-yard line for Atlanta. It's a first down. Griffin with the nifty maneuvering. Now they send him in motion. Some patience there from Ridley, but not a lot of room to go. Ito Smith has checked in next to Ryan. Here comes a blitz from Seattle. Picked up well. Ryan connects. He's got Russell Gage inside the 5-yard line. Here's Gurley. Going to drive ahead. The yardage was down last year in Los Angeles.
And Todd Gurley obviously didn't produce as much.
Here is Gurley trying to lunge ahead towards the goal line. He'll be stopped just shy.
Yeah, you want to change your attitude, your identity, run it right here.
They give it to Todd Gurley over the top, trying to break the plane, and he's in for the touchdown.
Well, Todd Gurley right here, and they've said about changing their identity. Here you see Smith on the lead, jump over the top. Do you get that ball? Remember, it just has to break that plane.
Yep.
It does for certain right there. That is an Atlanta Falcon touchdown. Todd Gurley's set the tone for your guys, saying, I believe in you, and we're going to stick to the game plan.
Penalty flag comes flying in before the extra point from Younghoe Koo.
Before the snap, full offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty. Try.
Matt Gono got the 38-yard point after. And this time Younghoe Koo unable to connect. So
Energy, and he's connected with this team early, and I tell you what, big time difference maker for them.
8 carries for 37 yards. So offensive lineman and connects with guys. That was something that they really enjoyed about. Travis Homer will get the toss from Russell Wilson to begin this Seattle drive, and nothing doing out on the perimeter.
Edge and stopping you in the running game.
Wilson 10 of 10. Homer again, this time for some positive yardage, and Keanu Neal. Well, last year the torn ACL in the opener 2 years ago. Wilson running out of time and brought down. Grady Jarrett was the first man there.
Cook right there. You got to keep that guy upright.
3rd sack for the Falcons already. They come after Michael Dixon on his first punt, and it'll head out of bounds. The Falcons will take over.
Give your defense some time to make some adjustments. They come out and get their first 3 and out.
Ryan under pressure from Jamal Adams, had to launch it away. Closest man to it was Luke Stocker, the tight end. Had a pick 6 as well. All around excellent defensive player.
Runs, they pared it down a little bit, getting it down to 5 or 6.
We've had 13 runs in this first half. This a pass connecting with Russell Gage, and he's got the first down out to the 40-yard line.
Game as well on some of the runs.
We're back with a fullback here in Smith, blocking for Ryan. Opens up some time for him and just tosses it away. Gurley closest man to it.
That one for a throwaway.
This time the quick game back to Gage. Slipped one tackle from Bobby Wagner and then gets wrapped up near the 44-yard line. On 3rd down and 6. Pressure off the edge. Down goes Ryan.
Make plays. That's why they gave up 2 first-rounders and some other players for him.
David Moore from the 9. Made Zacchaeus miss on the first effort, and Olamide caught back up to him across the 25-yard line.
Little distancing
Exactly.
right there at its best.
Russell Wilson starts this drive with another completion, and he's got his tight end Will Dissly, though the most consecutive completions to start a game in his career. On the handoff. First down for Seattle as they rumble ahead with Carlos Hyde. Houston last year with over 1,000 yards. Off the fake. Wilson will scramble and dive ahead to the 39-yard line.
That equates to wins, and they've got plenty of those in Seattle.
Wilson got hit as he delivered to Lockett, and Lockett spun down at the 45-yard line. Pressure from Atlanta. Wilson clutched and threw for Metcalf, incomplete.
A pass.
First incompletion by Wilson leads to a second Michael Dixon punt. Fair catch, Brandon Powell at the 11-yard line, and that's where the Falcons will take over. Down by 5, 4 on the clock. And movement before the plate.
False start. Offense, number 18. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. It's first down.
Seattle will get the ball to start the second half. Ito Smith seeking a hole, got hit hard.
To the success of this defense.
5-man pressure. Quick throw to the outside for Hurst, and he got covered up quickly by Quandre Diggs, the safety. Now 3rd down and long for Matt Ryan. Trying to deliver on target to Julio Jones, his 800th career catch, but it's going to be short of the first down.
Warning still to come.
The rookie Sterling Hoffrichter. Fair catch from David Moore. Excellent field position for Seattle at its own 40-yard line.
May be in trouble. And you see Raheem Morris, they're calling plays too. They rallied around him. They didn't want him to get fired, and that was the result.
Raheem Morris was...
Cadence wants to see what they're in. See what they're in. See if they can get some movement. You really think about throwing it over the top, taking a chance.
Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
Oh, it was.
He'll empty it out. 5 in the pattern. He'll throw the screen pass outside for Carson, who's got 2 scores in this first half. And he gets stopped at the 44-yard line. 5-man rush from Atlanta. Wilson rolling, got hit, got rid of it to Homer, and he got knocked down by Deion Jones.
We'll catch you up on the first Sunday of the NFL, including the new look page.
Fair catch signaled. Atlanta will take over. Still 1 timeout for Atlanta at 1:37 to go. Quick pass, Ryan over the middle for Stocker, and there's the coverage from Bobby Wagner. Of the NFL in tackles last year for the 2nd time in his career. Draw play. There goes Gurley. Trying to get to the sticks. The line of game was the 19-yard line. Looks like they have enough, and they'll move the chain.
Matt Ryan gets him set.
And he'll fire it to Julio Jones.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. It's second down.
Incomplete for Jones.
That final timeout.
From the 19 on 2nd down. Ryan the out route. That one cleaner for Calvin Ridley. Flag is thrown as Ridley cuts it back and then heads towards the sideline. Surprised he didn't run out of bounds to stop the clock. See if that ends up negating it or not.
Pass was thrown. Holding. Defense number 27. This penalty's declined. The result of the play is a first down.
So they declined the penalty 50 yards. You have to get inside the 35 of Seattle. Another flag is thrown as they dump it down for Todd Gurley. Bobby Wagner wraps him up, but we'll check the penalty flag here with 50 seconds to go in the half.
Illegal formation. Offense number 18. 5-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
A 5-yard penalty. Still 50 seconds left. First down and long. Ryan trying to deliver to the sideline. Christian Blake was the intended target. Shaquille Griffin was in coverage, and a penalty marker if it's a penalty against Griffin.
Yeah, Shaquille Griffin right up top.
Defense number 26. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
You can't run through.
But if you're going to get it, get your money's worth. That's what I always say.
Make them know you're there. Here's Ryan underneath. And incomplete for Gurley with Wagner right there in coverage again. Blitz off the edge. Picked up by Gurley. Ryan finds Russell Gage. First down to the Seattle 40-yard line. Here and save the timeout. Ryan to the sideline. Incomplete that time for Gage. Ryan on 2nd down finds Gage. That ball popped out loose, and it's going to be whistled incomplete.
Moving on the field is an incomplete pass. It's 3rd down.
He's keeping an eye on the running back, Ito Smith. Ryan lofts it over for Gage. Penalty marker flies in from the back judge.
There is no foul for offensive pass interference. The action occurred within a yard of the line of scrimmage. The result of the play is a first down. Medical timeout.
Using that last timeout to kill it.
Sure enough, that'll be the case. You're inside of Younghoe Koo's range. Younghoe Koo delivers on target to close out the first half.
Very nice job by Atlanta's offensive structure.
Travis Homer will let that sail out. Touchback for the Seahawks, so they'll start from the 25-yard line. Seahawks take over this drive from the 25 with Chris Carson the back. And he slithers his way across the 30, and a good run Out to the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 11 for a first down. This matchup 3-0 last year. Off the play fake, Wilson finds Metcalf and he drops it. That was a major issue for him. Quick throw to the other side. Here is Disley, and he gets run out of bounds.
Defensive matchups they'd like to get.
Wilson pumps and slings. Metcalf with a tough catch this time, and he extended the ball across the line to gain. Running Tyler Lockett around a little bit, but they'll keep it on the ground for Carlos Hyde. On second down, Wilson delivers, and Jacob Hollister rumbling ahead. He's past the sticks. First down.
Seattle with Russell Wilson controlling things at the line.
Lockett grabbed around the ankles and brought down by Ricardo Allen. Hollister coming in.
On the defense at the snap. This is a 5-yard penalty enforced from the previous spot. It'll be first down and 5 yards to go.
So negate that whole last play as they discussed and ended up having 12 men on the field on the snap for Atlanta. Motioned Hyde out. Wilson had that ball tipped. Looked like Tack McKinley got his hands up there. Hyde wrapped up. There's Grady Jarrett grabbing the ankle.
Combination.
And he's playing inside. Third down toss play. Travis Homer. Deion Jones gets in there and brings him down. From the 38-yard line. Wilson wants it all. Deep ball. Metcalf got it. Touchdown Seattle on fourth down.
And you know right here up top, that's man-to-man. DK Metcalf, big and strong on the release over Oliver. And then there's nobody in the NFL, and I mean nobody, that throws a better deep ball. You couldn't run down there and set it in his hands.
Jason Myers adds the extra points.
And everybody up, congratulating everybody. Matt Ryan getting ready to take the field.
What is now a 2-score game after the touchdown from Russell Wilson to DK Metcalf.
Board with the headset on, getting ready for the next drive.
This series starts with Todd Gurley on the ground, working his way for about 2 yards.
Hopper going to come.
So they'll run the ball here on 2nd and 8. And a year ago, it feels like at the very least.
They can't pass rush, so you can be more successful on third down.
4-man rush on Ryan. The back foot throw to Hurst in open space. And Lano Hill.
First down.
That's the first 3 and out forced by the Seattle defense. It's a fake. Trying to run it up the middle on a fake punt. A little bit of a juggle of the ball.
I think he fumbled it.
And there may have been a fumble there. Sherrod Niesman, the former FAU Owl, was one of the upmen for Atlanta.
First down, Seattle.
Look at this. He's come from all the way outside, perfectly placed. That is how you do it in the textbook, create that fumble.
Last year in the matchup, Marquise Blair had a big plays. And great field position for Wilson. Setting up the screen for Carson, navigating through a lot of traffic, and will get a gain out of it inside the 35. Throwing on the run, connecting again with Tyler Lockett. Down to the 23-yard line. It's a first down.
But it's something that's just almost instinctual.
There's Carson. In space with a stiff arm and tumbled out of bounds by Terrell near the 20. On 2nd and 6, the little end around was dropped by Moore, but he picks it up, recovers, and gets the first down to set up 1st and goal for the Seahawks.
Off his leverage point to make the tackle.
Wilson to the end zone, looking for Greg Olsen. First Seattle Seahawks touchdown for the veteran.
But I want you to watch this ball. It's gone. It's in the air right here before he turns around. It almost, I mean, that almost takes his head off. Your reaction time for Greg Olsen right there, I mean, that doesn't give it justice because that ball's in the air before he even sees it. It's on his face mask, and he plucks it right out.
When we talk about timing with a quarterback.
By Blair, take it down, touchdown to Olsen on the beautiful throw.
So touchback, Atlanta and Matt Ryan out to the 25-yard line with 5 to play here in the third quarter. Here's a first down pass, deep for Julio Jones, and he's got it inside the 35-yard line. On the 31, a fresh set of downs. Shovel pass for Gurley, and he gets wrapped up and swallowed up by Puna Ford. Let's get a game break. Second down, Ryan hit by Adams. Dangerous ball as it was fluttering for Julio Jones, and somehow he came down with it.
Two premier players in this league right now.
There goes Gurley on first down with a minimal gain. And Benson Mayowa and Luke Stocker getting into it. Jones working out of the slot that time, running the out route, breaks the tackle from Griffin, and finally gets brought down.
Unmoving.
Gurley behind the fullback. Jamal Adams racing in to make the hit. That may have stopped him just enough. Ryan to throw, being chased by Mayowa, who catches up to him back near the 20 and closes out the drive with a sack. And the soon-to-be 69-year-old Pete Carroll loved that. And his offense gets the ball back, and right back to work to Tyler Lockett goes Russell Wilson. Off the fake. Wilson will step up and launch for Lockett. Another catch, and he gets run out by DeMonte Casey. David Moore. Good job to grab him by A.J. Terrell, the Westlake High School.
Even be in this game, so a lot going on with the clock and Seattle Lakers fighting.
Wilson rolling, Lockett again. First down, running past the linebacker Jones.
22.
Carlos Hyde spinning for a short gain. 13 minutes to play, and a 16-point Seattle advantage right now working. And a penalty against the Seahawks.
Before the snap, false start, offense, number 68, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Jump right there.
More movement up front here. Another
Before
false
the snap, false start, offense, number 88, 5-yard penalty, it's still second down.
Right now.
And Atlanta's got to take advantage defensively right now. 2nd and 19. Wilson with penalty markers flying in. He'll run back near the original line of scrimmage, but we'll check those 2 flags, likely a holding penalty.
Holding, offense, number 68, 10-yard penalty, replay, second down.
Damian Lewis. Second and nearly 30 here. A little loft to Lockett, and he'll get a bunch of that yardage back out to the 40-yard line.
And getting after it, and that's what we're seeing here late.
Wilson connects with one of his rookie targets, Freddie Swain, down to the 24-yard line. One right here for Jason Myers to make it a 3-score lead. Wasn't the cleanest contact, but the delivery is true. Or picks. Jason Myers kicks away. Brandon Powell will watch it go for a touchback.
People in this business.
Real doctor, by the way. Real physician. Matt Ryan needs some big chunks of yardage, and who better to go to than Julio Jones?
In front of the safety, looking to protect himself, get on the ground so they can snap the ball again.
Ryan, a quick throw to Russell Gage this time. So nice and quick down the field.
Exude confidence.
The 35-year-old will throw it up, and Calvin Ridley will haul it in. He's got it at the 36-yard line.
We'll be on time, we'll be accurate. That's what he believes in, and he works tirelessly on this.
Another good timing route, this time to Julio Jones into the red zone.
Every drop has the perfect steps to it to time up with the route.
Just
and
like
the end
that.
result is touchdown.
Calvin Ridley was by himself. Let's watch.
Yeah, they ran the Shaquille Griffin right there. It's man coverage right there.
Oh, wow.
They're not on different enough levels. You see Jamal Adams trying to get into the outside.
Was having a cup of coffee waiting for it. Going for two here. Ryan quick towards the end zone, broken up by Adams, looking for Hurst, who wanted the flag.
To stop the clock and save timeouts.
Travis Homer on the return. And pads pop as he gets hit just shy of the 30-yard line.
Don't be surprised to see some kind of blitz, some zero pressure man coverage.
Seattle has not turned the ball over today. There's Dante Fowler with a tackle for a loss.
We're going to play this. Are we going to pressure? Are we going to play man? Are we going to play base? Man coverage.
Wilson dumping it down underneath for Olsen. It's a completion, but minimal gain. Four-man rush on Wilson. Back behind DK Metcalf, incomplete.
Out of that third down, get off the field and get another possession for your offense.
Good bounce on the Dixon punt into the hands of Powell. And Atlanta will set up near the 30-yard line.
South is all of a sudden the most intriguing division in football.
Ryan stepping up, throwing past the sticks, and it's going to be a catch. Ripped down by Calvin Ridley. 100 yards for Ridley today. He and Julio Jones with over 100. Speaking of which, Julio Jones another first down inside the 45-yard line. Ryan to the outside. There's Hayden Hurst. He makes the grab in front of KJ Wright. How about the Panthers? Let's not forget about that. Ryan for Hurst down the middle of the field, and that is Shaquille Griffin. We'll call him the claw for this game. Extra man on the rush for Seattle. Ryan delivers and nearly had it picked off by Quinton Dunbar.
That one, Aaron came out of his hand a little bit funny.
Fourth time they go for it on fourth down today. Ryan looking for Ridley, and it's incomplete. There's Chris Carson. He has 2 of the 4 Russell Wilson touchdown passes today. Pressure on Wilson. He's got separation from Metcalf. A.J. Terrell was nowhere to be found when DK Metcalf has the 100 yards for him today. Got Olsen in the flat. Puts those hands down to catch the low throw. Casey's over for the hit, but Olsen works his way to the 22-yard line.
I'm there in the tight end category.
Really good company, obviously. There goes Carlos Hyde up the middle. Atlanta's only got 1 timeout remaining. Fake to Homer. Wilson under pressure from McKinley. That sidearm sling to David Moore, and he picks up the first down inside the 5-yard line.
Right?
Yep, middle infield.
Middle infield. Little underhand toss.
Homer takes it close to the goal line. Well, the last time.
You know what? Hey, that's not social distance right there.
Handoff Carlos Hyde, and he hums into the end zone for a Seattle touchdown. That may be the backbreaker right there.
Never seen when the 2 tight ends go in motion at the same time, hug each other. Okay, I love you.
Hey,
love you too,
man.
I'm going to go on this
Appreciate
side.
you,
You
bro.
go on that side. All right, now let's hand it off. I mean, hey, when things are going right, you know what? They're just going really right in the backfield any longer.
Extra point tacked on, and the Seahawks are up by 20.
Calmness of the offense and the frenetic pace of the defense.
You mentioned
the young quarterbacks, Mahomes and Watson and Dak Prescott, and then we showed you Tom Brady. You know, the impresses me so much about him, Adam, is that all the success that Tom Brady has had, he's not sated by it. He continues to be the hardest worker on the football team, the planning and the footwork of Drew Brees, and it was on display, all three of those things today.
Russell Gage makes the grab, and a hurdle getting over the top of Quandre Diggs and into Seattle territory.
A leap over the top right there, that is what goes on as you start to get long in these early games.
Connection with Hill.
And so those rules that I just talked about don't apply to him.
Another timing route to Ridley. He's got the first down in front of Griffin at the 35.
Seattle, obviously.
Ryan delivers again. He's got another first down to Russell Gage. Starting his day with a 300-yard, 4-touchdown, no pick game, starting a season with that. Matt Ryan dumps it off to, wow, Smith got blown up there.
Back to last year, it was all three linebackers on the field all the time. Now you're seeing multiple defensive back, dime coverage.
6 consecutive Pro Bowl appearances for West. Ryan. Connection with Ridley again. First down and goal. Slinging it out for Smith again, and Leno Hill is there for the stop. Ryan lofts it up. Russell Gage twisting, but it'll be incomplete.
Different this year. Unfortunately, this game got out of hand in the second half.
Ryan throws late and to the goal line for Ridley. He's in for the touchdown.
We'll say this about Matt Ryan. Look at him scramble up here, move. Not the most feet of foot, but keeping his eyes on the prize right there to Ridley. Just the mastery of the quarterback position with two guys who understand the game, understand what they are, what they mean to their football teams. Just an amazing performance by both quarterbacks.
We had 3 successful ones in one game against New Orleans. One was negated by a penalty. And what do you know? Where was it grabbed? Was it past 10 yards? Don't see a flag on the play on another really well executed onside kick.
Well, this is just perfect. I mean, does it go the 10 yards right here? It's in the air. It looks to be, but it's over the 10-yard.
I thought so.
Yeah, it just hammed me a little bit.
That the ball was legally recovered by the kicking team at 10 yards. It's the kicking team's ball, 1st and 10. Atlanta, the clock is good.
So watch him
advance that ball.
Watch him leave the ground. He leaves at about 9, but he's in the air, and the ball is across the 10-yard line. So
saw it on Thanksgiving last year against the Saints. Ryan throws to the sideline. He's got Gage.
Of course, regardless of what you were in, you always felt like you had a chance to win. And that's what Matt Ryan is doing right now. He's leading his team.
Tossing it to the end zone. I'm going to say touchback, so that's an interception.
First down.
Looks like Quandre, and that'll do it for Seattle and Atlanta today.
Yeah, they're just trying to get down the field. And this is just one of those unselfish, hey, throw it down there, see if we can get a touchdown, see, and then get back to the onside kick. We're going to have to score twice. And nice play, high point the ball by Diggs, going up for it. You see him getting his hands away from his body to high point that ball, coming down. Adams making sure that thing's still on it, on one. It's the old victory formation, and I tell you what, best play in football.
Pete Carroll will move to 9-6 in openers. A 38-25 Seattle victory to open up this unique 2020 season. He and his good friend Dan Quinn meet. Russell Wilson outstanding today.